I'll be sure to edit that out. All right, so when I started the trail, I had this pack. It is the Ozark Trail, and it flops open, tons of organization in here, and it's not too bad. However, I broke, so this zipper zips to the top, then this zipper zips to the top. I broke this zipper, so I had to zip all the way around, try to get all my crap in there. So I went ahead and ordered a pack off of Amazon. This is actually so that's a 40. I jumped up to a 60, which is a good idea because I have so much food, it's ridiculous. It's a Outlife brand, and I'm gonna see how well it holds up. It's super heavy right now, and I'm hoping to get that weight down. Like, the bag itself isn't heavy, but I have too much food and a bunch of other garbage, so I just need to be more mindful and try to get some of that weight out of there. So we'll see how that works. All right, I believe it is day 15. We finally got out of the town of Idlewild. And we took 1-0 to there, and we didn't leave today. What time did we leave today?
Like noon.
Like noon. It took us forever to get out of there. It's a really cool place. But if you're not careful, you can end up staying there for way too long and spending a lot of money. And there are a lot of people that were already doing that. We got a couple of nights there, met some cool people, hung out with some people we had met before. This guy named Panda I was talking about plaid shirts because this other guy was wearing one and said that I missed mine from home. So he dug this one out of a hiker box for me. It is an old lady's. It's got the buttons on the wrong side, so it's a woman's. And it's a little too small, but it's super comfy for sleeping in. And I guess I'm just going to keep it for a while. I mean, I packed it up the mountain this far. Why not just keep taking it? So I have had my ramen, and I have snacks and tea. And it's not that late in the evening. We didn't want to push too far today, so we got set up here in a place that wasn't covered in snow, and it's really windy, so we're just going to chill here. Alright, day 17, we left the wind farm. We stayed there last night, and this morning they let us inside to use the bathrooms. We got coffee. You could buy like Snickers and soda and things, but we just got some coffee and called it good. Talked to the manager here, super cool guy, gave me a lot of cool insight on what was going on. And then we just had a horrendous climb, and now we get to drop back down into a canyon, and hopefully we get to walk along some like creeks and some water features today, so we're pretty excited about that. Other than that, I'm feeling pretty good, and we're going to try to push a little bit of mileage. Alright, it is day 20 on the Pacific Crest Trail. We're at Coon Creek Cabins, and we have about 20 miles to get to, is it a freeway or a highway? The highway to get into Big Bear City, so we might just stay at a tent site that's before the highway and then go in tomorrow, depending on what time we get in. So we got a little bit of mileage to push today, but elevation doesn't look too bad, so we're gonna keep on trucking. Alright, behind me here is Big Bear City / lake. Pretty cool area. There's some homes like right here, and we're actually like at the top of what seems to be some Jeep trails because there's a couple cars and stuff up here. But yeah, we're pushing a little bit. We're gonna get into camp, and then tomorrow head in, get the things we need, stay at the hostel, and then take back off again. Yeah.
All right, it is about 6:45 this morning,
and stayed the night in the hostel. I'm still tired. We stayed up a little later than we probably should have. Probably should have gone to bed earlier, but so far so good. I get to change into clean clothes, which is really cool. And we have like, well, our checkout time's like at 8. Oh, sorry, 9. So we have like 2 hours to make sure that everything's ready to go in our packs, and then we're gonna get our ride back to the trail and head out. So, yeah, see how it goes.
Yes. Day 22 on the trail, so we'll be starting the 4th week? 3rd week?
4th.
Holy crap, we're starting the 4th week out on the trail. We're about to start up this road here, and we stayed the night at the hostel, got a ride up here. I made pancakes this morning, and now we have to walk, and that sucks, but we're gonna do it anyway. So I noticed while taking some video and doing some different things throughout the day, sometimes I forget to like take video, and the last one I compiled was like 20 minutes long, and that was just a lot. So I might be doing less, like maybe do a few pan shots throughout the day and just do like a vlog in the morning and evening. I don't know. I might have a little bit more time to put stuff together. I'm gonna start getting up earlier and walking slower, just probably putting in more mileage that way, I think. And I don't know, I'm just having fun, like going kind of slow. I mean, Grant's just gone, but just taking time throughout my day. So far has been really nice. We left this morning, I think we got on trail like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's like 2:30, and we've already done, let's see, like 12 miles? Yeah, about 12 miles, and then we're gonna keep going. We're gonna do a total of 18 miles today, after we had like a 0, quote-unquote, yesterday. But like I said, I've been going like really slow, and sometimes we get into camp at like 5 o'clock, or even before then, and we just like sit around. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna take time and maybe take a nap during lunchtime, and just enjoy myself. Day 23 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Last night we stayed at this little creek area that also had like a trough and stuff for horses, so that was kind of cool. We get to cross a bridge. I'm super excited about that. In like 9 miles from here, there's hot springs, but we're probably going to camp like 3 or 5 miles from where we are now. We've already done like 13, 14 miles. But we thought about going to the hot springs, but it's a clothing optional place, and there's a lot of people, and we just need a place to crash for the night. And then the next day we have to push like 21 miles to this like picnic area where we can stay, so for tomorrow night. But yeah, so far doing really good. I've been walking nice and slow, and we're still putting out decent miles, just taking our time and having fun, so gonna keep on going. Behold, the Rainbow Bridge of Destiny. So we got up fairly early this morning and started hiking. Already done like 6 miles or something like that. We blew by the hot springs. Didn't really look like much. It was just down by the river, or the creek, and there was a lot of people there, so we kind of just said, screw it, let's keep going. So blew by that and made it to this bridge, and we still have like 15 miles or something to go today. So just gonna hold a good pace, nice and easy, make it all the way to this like little campground. It's like a picnic area, but there's like benches and stuff, and I think we can camp there, so that's where I'm headed.
I don't know, we've done about 10 now, so go until it gets dark.
Whew, that's cold.
Come on in, the water's fine.
Feels pretty good.
All right, this morning we started, I think over in this area, came out of a large canyon, crossed a large dam. It's kind of there just to prevent flooding. And then we kind of like came up on these foothills and crossed around this large plains area. And now hopefully just a few more miles and we can make it to the lake and go for a swim. Okay, I think it's like day 25 on the trail. We stayed at a lake, I'm trying to think, like Silver Pines Lake or something like that. And there was a picnic area that you had to like just scramble down to because it was actually like a boat-in picnic area. So got off the trail, stayed there last night. Wasn't too bad. It was nice and warm. I didn't have the tent fly. I didn't have my fly over my tent so I could watch the stars, but it was full moon. It was so bright, like it was hard to sleep just because how bright it was. But got up this morning, I'm feeling really good. Grant's having some problems with his hip. He kind of injured it yesterday, and he's packing a lot of weight, so it's putting a lot of wear and tear down on that. So we'll see where we kind of go from there or from here. We're just trying to make it to McDonald's today. Hopefully make it to McDonald's, get some food, sit in the air conditioning for a while, and decide where we're gonna go. From there, that's going to be about a 15-16 mile day. We did 22, 23 yesterday, so we might just push a little bit farther past McDonald's to a campsite and call it a day. But we'll see what kind of time frame we're in with the base that we're going. Sitting here in the sun because I couldn't find any shade. Got 1 mile to make it to McDonald's. Right now I'm waiting for Grant to catch up, make the final push, and see how many calories I can load up on. Got to sleep in a hotel last night. That was kind of nice. Got rested up. Now we have to push about a 25-mile stretch of no water, trying to make it to Wrightwood.
Couple days to do it. Night hiking.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to hike as much as the night.
Mess up our sleep schedule.
Try to hike at night as much as possible. Sorry, I was staring at Cherokees. And just take it easy and try not to use very much water. So we had to cross the freeway to get over to our hotel, but we're just gonna go under this underpass and walk along this like riverbed to try to run back into the trail so that we don't have to cross the freeway because that's dangerous. So here we go. And had like a really slow walk up to a little campsite. Woke up this morning, it was nothing but fog. And then we start hiking and you climb a lot, getting some really good elevation. And now over in this area, we're like way above the clouds and we just have these beautiful views down over this valley. So it's really cool. Getting up on the mountain. Not really snow like near the trail, but every once in a while you can like look over a cliff and there's snow down the bottom. So we're starting to see some snow. It's colder up here, but it feels nice. Just a light breeze, and really isn't that cold at night, at least so far. So just gonna keep on walking. We're gonna try to make it to highway where we could hitch in. We'll probably be a mile from that. Tomorrow we'll hitch in, get everything we need done, hitch out, and probably a few miles from the road and kind of have like a Nero day, just so we don't have to stay in town. So just gonna keep on pushing from here. Finally got to have a fire on trail. I'm doing my best to try and keep it small, but it's kind of nice just to have something. We didn't do too far of a push. We still have like 3 miles to make it to Highway 20, or Highway 2, sorry. And, but there's like a cool little campground. There's a ski lift right behind me here. And there's a fire pit and a table, and so it was like, well, we could go all the way to the, you know, like the road and camp, or we can chill out here in this awesome camp spot. So there's a few like little snow patches you can see here and around me here, but for the most part it's not too bad. And it's not that cold. I'm in, you know, my puffy, but temperature is not too bad. So just gonna have a fire, eat dinner. This guy he had like a ton of extra mountain house, so he gave us both some mountain houses, and then when we came upon like a hiker box, and it was more of like a water cache, but they had some extra stuff there, so I grabbed an extra north side. So just got a bunch of stuff to eat. I got a fire, so just gonna chill out here. Me, I'll keep the fire small. Also me. Whoops. Got pretty cold last night. It's cold and windy this morning, so we're trying to make our push to the highway so we can get a hitch into town, get our resupply boxes, pizza, and then probably leave town. But Mike just passed us this morning, so we're super excited to see him again. Hopefully we get to walk with him a little bit more, and I'll try to do like a short interview with him, just because I've talked a little bit about him, but you don't really see him much in the video, so I'll try to get him to introduce himself. Otherwise, just we're gonna push to that road. To the grocery store, got some stuff I didn't really need, like soda and mac and cheese. We got these sweet new pins from the hardware store, so when we like signed in on the hiker pamphlet, we each got a free pin, so that was really cool. So we're just kind of like hanging out there. I've got a few things to figure out before we leave, like my cooking situation. I don't want to cook in my pot anymore just because it gets really nasty. So what I'm thinking is getting like a mountain house meal, and after I'm done eating that, I can just put everything in there and like cook inside that, and just seal it and try to keep that clean. But I'm still kind of trying to figure out what to do. I've seen a lot of people have like koozies that are flat, and they put freezer bags in those, and then they pour the hot water and whatever food into the freezer bag. So got some things to figure out and decide like how I'm gonna go forth, but I got a ridiculous amount of food and I'm ready to eat it all. So we're probably actually, now that we're just about finished up shopping, probably gonna go to a restaurant and get burgers and pack everything up and leave town. So not really a zero, and possibly not even really a Nero. We have to decide if we need to climb the mountain or if we're gonna go around. There's been some bad news kind of around the mountain in terms of how difficult it can be, how much time it takes, and how dangerous it is. So gonna have to decide where we're gonna go from here. All right, we're getting out of Wrightwood. We stopped in, hung around for a while, got our groceries, and now we got to ride an old Dodge pickup. Yep. And we're getting out of here, so head back to the trail. We camped just outside of Wrightwood last night, and every time I press the record button, it gets windy. So we were gonna go up Mount Baden-Powell. It's actually right here behind me. We're on it, technically. But it's been really treacherous, and there's been some people that have fallen and had to get life flighted out and things like that. And this morning there was a group that tried to go up. They went about 2 miles, and they said it was really slushy, and with their ice micro spikes, it just wasn't worth it. And we had already sent our micro spikes home because we didn't plan on doing it anyway. So now we are on a highway, and it's actually closed. It does go all the way around the mountain, and there's a few Department of Transportation trucks that come through every once in a while, but for the most part there's like no cars, no civilian cars allowed on the highway. It's actually blocked off. So we're kind of just doing a road walk all the way around this mountain, and then we drop down into the desert and kind of go from there. So not too shabby. We're both feeling a little bit better today. I've been kind of fighting some shin splints on my right leg. Grant's had some problems with his right hip and his knees. So last night we stayed up pretty late. We had a fire, just hung out, ate a bunch of food. I packed out soda, and we just kind of chilled for the evening. So we had a good fresh start today. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll get around this road and see what's in front of us. Pretty soon we'll drop down to the desert, and I think our next stop is Agua Luca? I don't know how to pronounce anything around here, but that'll be our next resupply, and a lot of desert, but that's fine with me for now. It'll be warm, but then we hit the Sierras and start pushing through the mountains, so it'll probably be a good change. All right, it is day 30 on the trail, and we've made it to mile 400. You can see all these guys hanging out behind me here. So we finally got back with Mike, so we've been hiking with him and his buddy Bart, and we had like an interesting campsite last night. We've been doing a lot of road walking, first because we skipped Mount Baden Powell, and then we had to do a walk around because there's an area that's protected because of some kind of tree frog. And I would tell you more about it, but I don't know about it because I don't care. So we had to do some more road walking, but we're on trail. It's been pretty easy going. We're gonna do a little bit more mileage a day, but yeah, pretty crazy. Day 30, we've been out here a month. We've done 400 miles, and so far feeling pretty good. So definitely want to change some stuff up in my pack, and I'll probably go over that later, but we're just gonna keep on cruising, having a great time.
Maybe if like a couple sections of hiking are just boring, just cut them out.
Yeah, and like those guys like.
Tell us about yourself, Mike.
I'm 21. College.
Long walks on the beach.
Long walks on the beach.
And just
We'll
fun
go,
light like water sports.
And you're single, right? Like, ladies beware, you're out on the trail.
Yeah.
Pink blazing.
So unfortunately,
Young, single, ready to mingle.
yeah. And unfortunately, it's all dudes on the trail, so.
That's
yeah.
fine. All right, it is day 31 on the trail. So, a month. I didn't get any like video this morning or anything like that. Kind of need to work on that. But this morning we got out of camp and went 6 miles to a fire station where they had some water and just a water spigot. Took a little break there, and like through this like high desert mountain area with a lot of incline, and I'm like dying. It's freaking hot. It's weird to think I've probably gone, let's see, 6, probably only gone like 7 or 8 miles today, probably, yeah. And I'm like already just exhausted, plowing through water and things like that, but I mean, I have to keep going. So there's Messenger Flats Campground. It's actually about 8 miles from where I'm at now. So we're gonna try to make it to there and then meet it back up with Mike, and then tomorrow get into that KOA, and we're gonna take a 0 day there, and I'll get to meet back up with Grant. So yeah, probably just take a few more videos today, but not too much, just because when I stop I usually just grab like a drink of water and then try to keep going.